Okay, let's do this. Ah, and we are ready to roll. Are we ready? There we go. Now we're ready to roll now, and
All
dropping
right, Keith.
we're dropping the bombs.
Cool.
All
I'm gonna
right.
put a promo on the channel saying you're live so people
All
know.
right, nice. All right, good to hear it. Appreciate that. We got Arknolia Stroke of Being. We got YR with us. This is episode 42 of Arknolia and the Doctor here. I'm Dr. Earl here. And we're continuing our discussion on the 1970s music world there. We're about to drift into the soft rock genre here. Groups like Poco. We already
We
discussed
already did
Poco, but
Poco.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did. We also,
Yeah.
they're country rock anyway.
yeah, so yeah. Yeah, and we're going to probably dive into groups like Bread,
Yeah, and in fact, that's my first one. But go ahead.
yeah, Bread. David Gates and his band there. They were going to come up with a lot of interesting stuff there, and that was played on there. We already touched on the Carpenters as well, but
Yeah.
the Seals and Crofts. Did we ever do Seals and Crofts?
No, we'll get to them though.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. We
one
They're
got
good
quick
ones.
thing on the Carpenters, like I mentioned last time, but
yeah,
if y'all haven't, I know you guys have, but around Christmas time,
yeah,
that's some of the best Christmas music is the Carpenters
Oh yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
So
They still play that through
really is.
November and December on all the soft rock stations out there, without a doubt.
Logs
Dead.
on the fire, fill me with desire. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
absolutely. They were like one of the,
You like Breaking Benjamin?
huh?
Do you like Breaking Benjamin?
There was a couple of songs I heard from them from 2012. That
I'm
was
not
about
Yeah, a
it.
that
couple of
familiar
them.
with them, but when we get there, hopefully I will be more because I'm doing some research.
So wait, so basically, Keith, so the list for this episode are soft rock,
Yeah,
70s or 80s or both.
70s,
We might creep
70s.
into the 80s now and then because 70s and 80s, for the most part, till we get to disco, are pretty
Yeah,
much combined for me.
yeah.
Well, so a name like Barry Manilow would be on your list, perhaps.
We'll discuss him, but I have no list for him.
Oh, would he be 70s or 80s?
I think
70s,
he's more,
mostly
Really?
70s,
yeah,
70s for sure,
Seven,
man. All the
yeah. And his
songs
70s
he
big
came
song?
up
thing,
with.
the funny thing about him, his big thing was actually commercials. He did a
Yep.
lot
Yes.
of commercials.
And working, playing piano for Bette Midler at
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah. He was more of a songwriter, even though you know, he had a few. Well, there's like Copacabana.
Yep.
Uh,
I Can't Smile Without You.
yeah, but a lot of his stuff got done by other people.
Yeah, as well. And he did a couple others as well. I mean, he did a cover of Meatloaf's "Read 'Em and Weep" back in around '83. I remember, which is pretty good sounding there.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing wrong with him other than yeah, okay. It definitely fit the soft rock genre.
I think I know what you're talking about with that right there, man.
Here's kind of one of those things that he's okay once in a while, but boy, I wouldn't want to live listening to him.
I know. It's like,
Well, you know how they have the Houston rodeo, Dr. Brown,
yes, I know.
and it's really big in concert.
A lot of people are talking about that. Yeah.
one year they had Barry Manilow
Oh,
for
wow.
Oh
performer, and I
gosh.
saw him. Yeah,
Wow. Interesting there.
pretty boring. I was like a little kid and stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I wouldn't, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't really pay to see Barry Manilow. I would probably prefer,
Now, did he
let's
pass
say,
away?
no,
Did he pass
no, he's
still
still
alive?
living. No, he's
Or
still living.
did he have some type of like cancer or something? Or
No, not that I know
something?
of. No,
All right.
but what it was, but he did reveal a couple years back that he was gay.
That's
That's
what it
all it
was.
is.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
something. Yeah, that's what
Well,
it was.
honestly, I'm not surprised, but hey, that's
What?
okay. That's his thing, I suppose.
Yeah, but then again, you also got to remember there was another soft rock artist named Peter Allen who was also gay as well.
I wonder why. I wonder how Elton John and Bill Manilow they never hooked up, maybe, or I wonder how both
I don't.
'70s artists. You know.
Yeah, but then again, Delton John's a diva many times. If you ever saw this little movie that his boyfriend at the time, now his husband or wife or whichever, did a movie
Beard.
on him. It just throws all these tantrums left and right here. I hate videos. I hate doing this. Fucking bad. Blah, blah.
What?
Yeah, he did. I
Wow.
remember seeing clips of it. It's like one of his roadies. He's looking at the camera. It's like this is what he's like.
Uh, no, I never
I'm
saw
looking forward
Barry
to.
Manilow, but I did see Elton John. I went to a concert with him and Billy Joel, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Piano Men Live, I guess it was called.
Yeah, it was actually a phenomenal concert.
Oh yeah, and remember, did each cover each other's tunes? I
Yep.
know.
Yeah, they had a
Yep.
little bit in there where Billy Joel played an Elton John song, Elton John played a Billy Joel song.
Was it like both on stage or separate sets?
They were both pretty much there together.
Oh, nice, cool. That's interesting. Worth checking out there.
Yeah, I saw them in the now defunct Irving Stadium. That
Ah,
stadium's
nice.
gone.
Oh wow, must have been somewhere in the '90s, I believe. I think it was right.
It sounds right. I think so.
Yeah.
Someday I need to sit down and list all the concerts I've seen because I've seen some great ones.
That'll be a good fucking. We should do that, Brown.
What?
Do a list of all of the concerts we've been to.
Oh yeah, I got a few of them. Well, I should probably list them whether it's in a club or it's in a theater or
Oh
it's
yeah.
in or an arena. There, definitely all. It doesn't matter there.
All right.
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
Trower 3 times in
Oh,
a
nice.
club, a theater, and a regular venue.
Uh-huh. Mm.
And are you familiar with a place in Austin? What's the name of that place?
Mm.
The Bees or something like that. I don't remember
I don't know. I've never been to Austin.
because
Never have.
they have an outdoor stadium type thing,
Ah.
and I went all the way down there from where I am to see Trower and Frampton together.
Ah, nice. Cool.
Oh, it was great
Oh yeah.
because I'm a big Trower fan, and
I know. Yeah.
I
You
like
mentioned
Frampton
that.
too. So
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm thinking right now of an album that Trower put it out called "In City Dreams," which my best friend,
that
my
is
best
a
friend,
good album.
yeah, a lot of effects on this guitar, which I should also say as well.
In fact, one of my favorite songs on that is the title song.
Oh yeah, I remember that. One emotional song for me is called "Bluebird" from that
Oh,
album. That
Bluebird's good.
I'm,
Yeah.
I almost, I almost,
Oh.
I almost going went to tears while listening at one time.
Well, when we get to Trower, I definitely have a list for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Bridges
Now,
Side.
speaking of soft rock, Dr. Brown, in the Houston area, the local soft rock station, Sunny 99.1.
Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah, I know a couple of times Uber drivers had that station on a few times when I'm taking my one all the way to work and back at times there.
What would like Detroit's or like the Michigan
Well,
uniformly?
Well,
What
the
was there
Detroit,
softer?
well, it was about the same. Well, I don't know how the soft rocks back in Michigan are in the southeast area, but there was this one based in Dearborn called WNIC, and remember that Pillow Talk program I mentioned a few times that
Yes.
started at 7 and ended at midnight with all the love songs played throughout the whole program.
Yes.
You know, that was the station that broadcast. That was the station that had that show there. The guy who ran it, his name was Alan Allman, who sadly passed away a couple years back. Nobody knew what he looked like, but he had this soft, seductive voice, and
Mm.
he'll play all these little poems here and there, dedications here, and they would play songs like "You Are My Lady" by Freddie Jackson. They would play
Yeah,
songs like
I
Luther
like the
Vandross.
occasional love song, but
Mhm.
3 or 4 hours of them would kind of drive me to crazy.
There's a rap song called Pillow Talk. It
That's-
goes, yeah,
Yes.
you pillow talking to these hoes. You pillow
Oh, come on.
pillow talking to these hoes.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Keith.
Come on, man.
Keith.
It's not a rap show.
Save it for a rap music show, okay?
Okay.
And
Okay.
and if
Oh.
I've got to say, which I guess I do,
Yeah.
we won't cover rap other than just touch on it.
All right.
All right.
Because there's a couple of things
Yeah,
here and there
Keith.
that I like pretty well, but by and large, as a genre, they just left the C out for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Keith,
prefer
we
to.
need to focus on
All right.
subjects
what
here.
you know
there.
about too. I mean, Keith comes in there with the surprising.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, guys,
All
so
right.
I thought we'd start with bread.
Okay,
Ooh.
yeah.
Boy,
David Gates.
that one definitely defines soft rock.
Yeah,
Keith, look up that band, Bread.
yeah,
That
Over
is a
with Bread.
good band with a lot of good songs.
yeah.
And they didn't just stay soft rock. Every once in a while, they'd rock out there with a couple of good ones, which we'll get
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 10 I've got is It Don't Matter to Me, which everybody should know that song.
Yep.
And my number 9 is Baby, I'ma Want You.
Uh-huh.
Baby, I Need You.
Yep.
Number 8 is Make It With You.
Yeah, which Teddy Pendergrass did an excellent cover of for the Electra 40th anniversary collection.
Yep.
Pretty damn good there.
And my number 7, I'm going kind of deep in a track, but this one actually rocks. It's a song called Truckin'.
Oh,
Pretty decent little song.
interesting.
Is it a
Should look that up.
Grateful Dead song?
Well, no, Grateful Dead
It's
had a song like
it's
that, but that's not the song.
It's two different songs there, basically.
But if you want a good rock and bread listen, that's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 is Everything I Own. My number 5 is Guitar Man.
Which I remember, which one of the Uber drivers had that satellite radio playing on the way there to my workplace.
And that's a pretty nice little song with some good wah-wah in it.
Yeah, slide guitar with a wah-wah pedal there, the crybaby pedal.
Yeah.
As it's
Yes. You want to see mine? Put it on camera.
called. All right.
I just gotta get the. I gotta get the
Mhm.
chord for it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it.
I see it. Yes, I had that as well, man. I had that. Sadly, I don't have it with me, unfortunately. It's probably back somewhere in Michigan.
Boy, I had all the stuff. Wah-wah pedal, an effects pedal. Actually, I had
There-
3 different effects pedals.
Oh man,
Was
I
this
had a few
bread
of
group? This bread group, they use a lot of pedals.
Not generally.
No, it was mostly I guess it was acoustic guitar and clean guitar. At times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my number 4 song is probably what I would consider their best, softest song was a song called If. Which, if you heard it, you'd know it.
I think I have heard it a few times. Yes, sir.
If the world would stop revolving, spinning slowly into space. I don't know the words off the top of my head.
But I'm thinking about this one song where someone like she wouldn't show it, something like that. It was real slow.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one. I know which one you're
all right,
talking about.
good. Yes.
My number 3 is another rocker. It's a song called Mother Freedom. And that one does rock. My number 2 also rocks a little bit. Let Your Love Go.
All right.
Hey, I think I heard of that.
Yeah, these are songs that you may not know them by titles, but if you heard them, you'd know them. Almost all of them. And my number 1 is the one you mentioned, Diary.
Yeah, that's the one that's called.
That one is a great song. And
it's very touching as well. Yeah, very
it's got one of those messages that he's thinking that she's writing about him, but no, she's writing about someone else.
I know.
But
that's
he still
kind of
cares.
Yeah. Is what's kind of funny, the guy
Sickening.
What?
Okay.
I know.
Well,
I
yeah,
know.
but
that happened to me a couple of times back in Michigan. I can tell you that. So I know the feeling.
But it's a good little song.
Yeah. And also a credit to David Gates. This song he did for a solo record. He did. Remember the Goodbye Girls song for the movie of the same name?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good song. That Pillow Talk program still plays that song. Yeah, well, I don't think that program's no more because Alan Allman, as I mentioned, passed away. So I don't know if that program still exists with another host or whichever. Because right now the one right now is this woman named Delilah. It kind of like plays some more softer stuff there.
Okay, the next list I have, which we may skip to later, is Bob Seger's System. That's not
Oh yeah.
really soft
Oh.
rock, but
It's more
good
60s rock.
stuff.
It's
Oh, the Bob Seger System. That's different
yeah,
from the. All right.
Silver Bullet Band.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, Bob Seger and whoever he was with,
Yeah.
because he was never a real solo artist. I
Yeah.
guess you could make a case for this being soft rock, because he didn't really bust out like a lot of people do.
Well, he did, but he released some good jams like Death Row, Two
Yeah,
Plus Two, and he also had this one called Lucifer. Of course, Rambling Gambling Man.
yeah,
You know, but some of this stuff, did get played a lot on soft rock stations like We Got Tonight. Traveling Man, You Beautiful
yeah.
Loser.
Let's go ahead
You
and
know,
do him.
Yes.
like a Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to mention
Yes.
songs that you
Hollywood
guys know.
Nights.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Against the Wind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of
Title
course,
cut. Title.
Turn the Page.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
My number 10 by him is a song called Till It Shines.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing that song as well. Stranger in Town's the name
Let's
of that
go
album.
Islanders, baby. Let's go Islanders tonight. The game just came on. Or it's just
Ah,
come on.
nice.
Yes.
My number 9 is still the same, which you guys mentioned just a second ago.
Yep.
That's a good little song.
Wait,
Really,
hold on a
there's a
minute.
lot
So
of
you're
soft rock.
What's up?
Wait, hold on a minute. So you're in your Bob Seger System list. You're putting in just all any Bob Seger songs with.
Yeah, it's just Bob
Silver Bullet?
Seger and whoever
It
he was
doesn't
playing
really.
with.
It doesn't really matter on this list. A lot of it
Ooh.
he hasn't come up with a good song. It doesn't matter.
All right, since I don't have a list made, if you don't have any on your list, I'll throw out them after your list
Okay.
All right.
because I
Nice.
have a big Bob Seger fan here.
Nice.
My number 8 is
Cool.
Rambling Gambling Man, which is a great, I guess what you'd
My
call
first concert.
Yeah, and it's one of those songs that's kind of like, oh, this is Bob Seger? Okay. Because I think that was his first big hit.
Yeah.
And
Now,
number,
wasn't that song in? I'm sorry, real quick. That song you just mentioned, is it? Is it like Rambling Man?
Well,
I'm just a rambling.
it's close to that, but
Gambling Man.
Was that song in Joe
Gambling
Dirt?
Man. Yep. That's
Joe
the
Dirt?
song.
Okay.
Joe Dirt. I think it
Yes.
may. I never saw Joe Dirt, so I wouldn't really know. So, but I imagine I would not be surprised if it was on that movie there.
yeah. And my number 7 is Hollywood Nights.
Yes,
song.
great song. What year is that off of? Keith,
19,
if you can.
1978. The album Stranger
Wow.
in Town.
See, now that was my first.
Stranger in
concert with
Downtown
Bob
was a great
Seger.
album.
Mhm.
My number 6 is his cover of Fortunate Son.
Yeah.
Did a
From the
good
like
job.
Great song and a great version of that one there. And I remember hearing that at a record store and a couple of times on radio. That came out on the Like a Rock album
Yeah.
from '86.
My number 5 is Against the Wind.
Hey, Brian, can you play it on guitar?
I think I can, yes. It's been a while since I heard that song. It is a very touching song. A man looking
Yes.
back all the regrets and memories of his life and what he did in his past, and how he's much a rebel back in the day, and now he's older. He's got all these bills and commitments to take care of, like family and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I talk about the song "Fortunate Son"?
Go ahead, Keith. Yeah.
Okay, it's not about the Vietnam War. It's about classes
In
in
privilege,
America.
you're right. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I
And that's
I
an
just
old
looked
Creedence
that
song.
up right before Wire called me.
Yeah. hmm
Where was that? The 4.
Mhm.
Night Moves.
Oh.
Yeah. On the album of the same name,
And now, what year is that out?
1976.
This is all. Wow, this is all in OR's heyday.
Yep.
My number 3 is We've Got Tonight.
Oh yeah, classics tune from him.
Why don't you stay?
Yeah. And by the way, avoid the Kenny Rogers and Sheena Easton cover they did. That it
And
was
do
done
that
a couple
one.
years later. Through that one, I don't know. Stick with the original, folks.
If possible. There are some covers that are better
That are pretty good. That are good, but some that just
and
go.
listenable. And others that are kind of like, You did that?
But what about like what about like Metallica? How they cover a lot of songs. Do y'all not like any of those covers,
Well,
Doctor?
they did do a good job with Turn the Page. I will say there, yeah.
Which is, by
Yeah.
the way, my number 2.
Ah,
Classic.
And I like the studio version, but the live version, to me, off that first album, the Silver Bullet Band,
yeah.
is the definition of Turn the Page.
Now, did you like that saxophone in there?
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
mean
Yeah.
that whole thing was just amazing.
Yeah. By the way, rest in peace to the sax player Alto Reed. He passed away around December of last year.
Yeah, and my number 1 might surprise you. It's a song called Main Street.
Oh yeah,
Down
from
on
from
Main
Night Moves. Yeah.
Street.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun,
that to me is
dun,
just
dun,
an
dun.
incredible
Yes.
song with a great story. I
Yes,
mean,
I
it's
know.
just a,
Infatuation with the dancer.
yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it takes place in Royal Oak, Michigan, I guess.
I
The
think
story.
so. I think so.
Now, a couple honorable mentions, and this is
Oh
a
yeah, go
definitely
ahead.
a
And I had
song.
Absolutely go. Yeah, dude.
I have a few of those too, but let's hear yours.
Now, this is a song I do play on my program a lot. It's called "Still the Same."
Yeah.
Still the
Oh
same.
yeah,
Good
Great
song.
song. Good karaoke song too. You know it. And I mean, you really did mention pretty much all of them. I mean, Like a Rock going
Yep.
in there, of course, which was
Yep.
on the Chevrolet commercials for years in the '90s.
Yep. Surprise. No surprise there.
you'll accompany
Um,
me.
You'll come and see Bob Seger was my first concert. Like in probably like 1995 or something.
Wow.
You know, so it's probably like 5 or 6, about 4 or 5, something like that. And I do remember that it was at the Summit in Houston, where
Wow.
they have the Lakewood Church now. Osteen, Joe Osteen Church.
Where
now.
Joel Osteen has his
Yeah.
place now.
And yeah, I mean, now he retired a couple years ago. He did his last little tour, and people were saying it was really good.
Yeah, I think he was the last performance at the Palace at Auburn Hills back in Michigan before
Wow.
that place closed down. He was the last performer there. You know, they were shutting down. They were closing that place, and of course Bob Seger, whole Michigan hero, rock and roll hero. You know, they figured it'd be a nice ending there to a nice venue there.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you've got Beautiful Loser and Traveling Man.
Yep. hmm Which stood today still is played on the radio on these classic rock stations there.
Roll Me Away.
Oh yeah.
Rock and
Old
Roll
Time
Never
Rock and Roll.
Forgets. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That old time rock.
And who cannot
That's in a
forget
lot of
how-
commercials.
Yeah, and also, well, it's also let's not forget the movie Risky Business with Tom Cruise, in which he is singing it with his
Oh, yeah.
long sleeve shirt and his underwear on and white socks. That propelled that song to be a major hit once again. Because it was the first a minor hit back in '78, and it became really big thanks to that scene in that movie there.
had another one I liked pretty well too that I don't know why I left off the list, but I did. One called Feel Like a Number.
Oh yeah, which you feel like just a regular person, but even though you're a man, damn it, I'm a man.
Yeah, but Bob Seger is definitely an artist worth talking about for sure.
Absolutely. I think he put out another record not too long ago, I guess, and some studio release of whether it's a compilation of some earlier stuff or the studio new recordings. I have to check sometime there.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups that do that. I mean, the last Pink Floyd album is basically outtakes from
Various sessions they had,
yeah,
I
but
know.
it's definitely worth a listen. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
some
Yeah, I
groups'
heard.
outtakes are better than other groups' regular songs.
That's true. Very true there. And let's see here. All right, gotcha.
Okay, if we
And,
don't have any more Bob Seger, I got my next one.
Okay, go ahead, man.
The Doobie Brothers.
Oh man. Oh man. There you go. Interesting.
Gotta talk about those guys.
Absolutely, because they started out as a hippie group. When you think about it, there, I guess you would say they got Michael McDonald,
Yeah, there's at
later
least
on, and
two
then
versions of the Doobie Brothers. Actually, about three.
yeah,
It's
I
almost
know two songs from the Doobie Brothers.
which ones?
Listen to the music and Long
Yep,
Train Running.
yeah,
yeah,
the ones with Tom Johnson as their front man.
Yep.
yeah. And that was my favorite era. Although I do like some of the Michael McDonald stuff, but my favorite era is that early era.
Oh,
And let's see, how many do I have here? I only
hmm
did 10. Okay, well, we'll go with
oh,
that.
there you go. All right,
My
go
number
ahead.
10 is Dark Eyed Cajun Woman. And I'll have some stuff here that's kind of deep. My number 9 is Wheels of Fortune, which is from the McDonald era.
Hmm.
My number 8 is The Captain and Me, which is a good song. It's the title song of the album.
Hmm.
Good song.
Yeah.
And my number 7 is a song called Clear as the Driven Snow.
Mm.
And I'm taking it you haven't heard some of these.
Not yet. I have heard Long
What was
Train
the
Running.
artist on? What was the artist on this one?
Doobie Brothers.
Oh,
Doobie Brothers. Yeah, this is
I
the
do.
Tom Johnson era, I believe.
Yeah, for the most part, I delve kind of deep in this group. My number 6 is a song called Road Angel. My number 5 for them is a cover of a bird song. Their version of Jesus is Just All Right, which
Yes, I heard a couple of times in the past. Yeah.
is actually different but the same.
Yeah.
Because that bit they do in the middle wasn't in the original bird song. It was something they added, which
Yeah.
to me kind of enhanced the song. My number 4 is a song called White Sun off that same album, which I believe is Toulouse Street.
Mm.
My number 3 is Disciple, 6-minute rocker.
Ah, nice.
My number 2 is For Someone Special, which is actually, if I recall, it's their bass singer singing that song.
Oh, wow.
It's off of the McDonald one, first one, Take It to the Streets.
Ah.
And my number 1, excuse me, is a song off an album that doesn't get a lot of play called I Cheat the Hangman.
Mm.
Nice old song.
Yeah.
I
It
kind of
is.
avoided the hits just because everybody knows those songs.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I
Long
was going to
Train
ask that.
Running, China Grove, you know.
Yep. Yeah, which, I'm going to ask, what's that one cover? I believe this was a cover. It was like, do do da da do wah. I remember that was, I think, was that Aretha Franklin, the cover? I think it was. But correct me if I'm
oh.
wrong.
Do it again. That sounds similar. Is it on like
Da,
TV?
da, da, boo, wah. I don't. I know
Ah,
it's a cover. I cannot think of it off the top of my head.
Keith. Is it a
Yeah.
Tell
Motown?
me.
Is it a Motown thing?
I think it may be.
Keith, what do you think? Motown
I
wise.
don't know.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it.
All right.
They have a lot of songs that I'd consider an honorable mention.
It's kind of funny that nowadays, the Tom Johnson era still gets played on classic rock stations, while the Michael McDonald era often gets played on mostly jazz stations a few times, Minute by Minute, What a Fool Believes, So they often, because McDonald often added to that the Motown soul to the group elements.
You Belong to Me, Echoes of Love,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Taking It to the Streets.
Yep.
He Keeps You Running.
Yeah, absolutely. Which featured, by the way, a drum machine, I understand, a rhythm track there on that track, one of the first.
Man. Then, of course, it was mentioned a while ago by Keith, Listen to the Music.
Yep.
Toulouse Street, Rocking Down the Highway.
Mm-hmm.
Blackwater, folks.
Yep.
Another Park, Another Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes of Silver.
Mm. Now, Keith, when you listen to "Oh, how listen to me," when you listen to that, Keith, like, what do you like doing? Go to the beach? Like, what kind of song is that to you? What does that represent to you? That song?
No, it doesn't represent anything. I used to listen to it when I exercise in my room.
Ah.
It's like when's the first time you heard it, and what made it draw to
Uh,
you?
I was at my neighbor's house and they had on the classic rock station and they played. I think it was the
Nice.
classic rock station. They played that song and it was just I loved it. That was a long time ago and there wasn't YouTube around.
All right.
Mm.
So now it's like all the music I listen to is just on YouTube now.
Yeah.
And you can easily look that up, Doopy Brothers. And
Yes.
Yeah, it's like nowadays it's the only place to find some of the stuff that we are speaking of, since most of the stores out there that sell records usually focus on the either compilations or the main selling albums.
Yeah, and if I
Right.
was going to pick two Doobie Brothers albums that I'd say start with, it would both be from the Tom Johnson era, and it would be The Captain and Me and Toulouse Street.
Ah,
Those are both great albums. And then I believe the third one's called Stampede, which has got some good stuff on it. In fact, I Cheat the Hangman, my number one, which is a very moody song, I guess, for lack of a better word, but it's
ah,
definitely worth a listen.
all right. All
And I
right.
think it was shortly after that that they moved into the McDonald era.
Yeah, the story was that Johnson came down with some sort of illness, and they had to find somebody to fill his spot temporarily until Johnson came back, and so they found Michael McDonald. He had came and filled in those spots, and Johnson came back, he was ready to roll again, but they didn't let Michael McDonald go because they praised him too much.
Yeah, and actually he did contribute. I mean, his stuff is different, but it's not bad different. Sometimes a new member joins a band and they suddenly go from different to bad different. But
Yeah.
not in that case. It was different, but it was not bad. It was just
A new
the
direction
yeah.
that people really did like in the end.
Well, it's kind of like Hagar joining Van Halen. Different,
Excuse
but not bad. Just different.
Yeah.
Were the Doobie Brothers into smoking cannabis?
Oh, obviously, man. That's where the name. Remember the phrase "Let's smoke doobie"? That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had at least two albums before Toulouse Street that were more of kind of, I guess you'd call like, what are we gonna try? I don't know. But they're
Uh,
not bad. They're early stuff. A lot of groups, their early stuff is not that good, and some groups, their early stuff is just as good as their later stuff.
uh,
But the Doobie Brothers are definitely worth listening to for any of you folks out there that are listening.
all right. That's true there.
What's that band that sings Magic Carpet Ride?
Well, that's
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, but we did
Steppenwolf.
them a while
Steppenwolf?
back.
Like in a lot of drugs?
I don't know, but it's kind
That's
of
kind of hard,
it's hard to tell because they did came out with this anti-drug song, this fierce anti. Look up the lyrics to the song "The Pusher," and you'll know what I'm talking about there.
Okay.
It's the sweet leaf. The sweet leaf is the dealer is the guy who sells you the sweet leaf, the weed and stuff. But the pusher is the one that does the hard stuff like cocaine and heroin stuff. And then the chorus just simply says John Kay is like, God damn the pusher man, where he just condemns the pusher man because
And it's
for the drugs
interesting
he's pushing.
because they also had a song on the next album called "Don't Step on the Grass, Sam," which was basically kind of like a, hey, don't talk about weed. You can talk about the other stuff, but don't talk about weed.
Yeah, stuff that's being spoken of today. By the way, all the weed activists out there.
Yeah, maybe step in with just smoked weed and didn't do anything else.
I
It
think
would
they had
be
a couple of
nice.
members that got into the heavier stuff, and John Kay kicked them out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Oh,
Why I was saying, yeah, because somebody else. The story was, and this adds to the stigma that many anti-drug activists, often talk about, saying, "Oh, weed is bad for you. It leads to other drugs," because they want to look for that next high. They get tired of the weed high, so they look for that other high from
Dr.
cocaine
Brown,
and
Dr.
heroin.
Brown, Dr.
Yeah,
Brown, did you
yeah,
just?
yeah.
You sound like. Did you just hit the Tide stick earlier, or?
The Tide stick?
Yeah, did you smoke it?
No. Oh
You
my gosh, no, dude,
remember
dude,
the
yeah.
Tide stick from Cheech and Chong? Tide sticks they
Oh,
had.
I think so. I think you were talking about, yeah. No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't smoke the weed. I don't even
Oh,
smoke cigarettes, dude.
no, I think Dr. Earl and I both are the same on that subject. I don't do
Yeah, there.
Right.
any kind. I don't even like taking
What do I?
medication.
I mean, it's best I don't now because I'm a. If I would, I'd be a total fuck up because I'm a terrible creature of habit. You can ask my sister and brother-in-law there about that one.
Which was one of the reasons I never got into that, because I knew I would stick and never get free.
Well,
So I never got
Yeah,
into that.
yes. Yeah, I never tried alcohol because I knew it wasn't going to be good.
No, I don't do alcohol either.
yeah. I only last time I did it was back at the when I saw that Motley Crue tribute band play at one of the venues near the Houston area there. And that was before the pandemic struck us from behind.
Oh, yeah.
Next one I got a list on is Mark Knopfler, Dire Straits.
Oh yeah, very good group there. Very
Oh,
profound
I love
songwriter.
I love the song Sultans of Swing.
Oh, you'll love the
Oh
other song.
yeah,
Oh, you will love the other songs that this man had written.
yep.
Okay. I know
You
one
will.
more, but I forgot what it is.
Well, maybe I'll mention it.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. He has a few that are good.
My number 10 I've got a song called Tunnel of Love.
From the album Making Movies. I remember the video for that on the old MTV.
Yep. My number 9 is Once Upon a Time in the West.
Mm.
My number 8 is Telegraph Road.
Yep.
Oh, what are we watching?
Is there a wrestling
No,
match?
not me. I'm not
come on,
watching anything. I'm just going to the kitchen.
Oh,
come
okay.
on, Keith.
My number
Sounds like
7
there
is
was a.
Private Investigations.
Hmm.
Number 6 is Love Over Gold.
Yeah, from the album the same name.
Well, it's a little low, but I put Sultans of Swing as my number 5, mainly because it gets played to death. But I still like it. My number 4 is So Far Away.
From Brothers in Arms. Phenomenal album from them. Big album from them. Yeah.
My number 3 is Money for Nothing.
Which, by the which we all know the story about. It's basically it's a song about all these bands on MTV with no talent, all this flash, all this videos, gimmicks and stuff, but not a good. Where's the spot? You're like, where's the song?
Yeah. And number 2 is Walk of Life.
From the album Brothers in Arms as well.
That's the other song I like. Walk of Life.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
My number 1
Wow,
might surprise you, but I really, really like this song. Industrial Disease.
Oh my gosh! I was
Oh my
hoping you
God!
get great
Wow.
song, great song for the Love Over Gold album, and I guess it takes on the economic situation that was going on in either the UK or the US. I guess
Yeah, that song was phenomenal.
it still is, man.
Yeah, I don't know why I said was. It didn't change.
Yeah.
Let's see, who have I got next here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's not do them yet.
I should probably throw in this one song for the Brothers in Arms album, the one called "The Man's Too Strong."
Yeah, yeah.
Great song, great song from them.
For a limited output, because I don't think they've got but like 6 albums, studio,
Yeah,
they had a lot of phenomenal songs.
Yeah. Oh, and also the title cut Brothers in Arms is pretty damn phenomenal, just as well.
Yeah, yeah. We'll jump now to this group started in the mid 70s and slipped on into the 80s too.
Hmm.
Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Oh my goodness
I love Hall and
gracious!
Oates.
They
I love Hall
they,
and
they did some
Yes.
good stuff, I thought.
Much credit to Daryl Hall for being one of the best considered blue-eyed soul singers out there. You know.
Yeah. And it was hard to limit it to 10, but somehow I did it. My number 10 is Out of Touch.
Yep.
My number 9 is One on One.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, we know that pretty well.
My number 8 is Bad Habits Infections.
Yeah.
Number 7 is It's a Laugh.
Mm.
Number 6, Do What You Want, Be What You Are. Number 5 is Rich Girl.
Oh yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, well, that's song about what are those girls who feel that they're privileged, this and that. There.
Yeah.
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 My number 5 is Don't Change. I'm sorry, 4. I
Uh-oh.
can't count. My number 3 is their cover of You Lost That Loving Feeling, which actually Oates sang.
Which is well, they both sang it. Oates
Yeah.
would start, and then Daryl would also
Do the
get on
medley
and did it.
parts.
Yes, exactly. Great cover that song there from
Yeah.
1980, by the way.
Yeah, it slipped out of the 70s. My
Yeah.
number 2 is She's Gone. I always
Great
liked that
song,
one.
super sonic song there. One of the all-time classics.
Yeah, and my number 1 is
gosh.
Sarah's Smile.
Which
That's
is
my favorite. That's my
Oh
favorite.
wow!
which was
That is
about.
a
just
great
scored.
song.
Bruins just scored. Unbelievable.
Oh wow!
Shit.
So they got one over the Islanders, I think,
Yes.
right? Oh wow!
Yes. Damn it.
Um,
Bone Thugs and Harmony sampled Sarah Smile in one of their songs.
Oh, wow.
well, but
Yeah,
then again,
this
both
song-
dogs. Go ahead.
Sarah Small in the chat.
No, it's
Come
Sarah
on.
Smile. The Bone Thugs and Harmony song is called Smokin' Buddha.
Mm. Hell, Bone Thugs and Harmony did the same with the Phil Collins song called "Take Me Home."
Yes.
Mm.
Yep.
But Hall & Oates, a lot of people knock them, but they did some good songs.
Oh, they
Yes.
did. They did lots of them. It's sad that I don't know. Are they still together? Because I know they haven't really done that much as of late.
I don't know if they're together, but I know on YouTube there are some videos of, I guess, Hall's house or something like that.
Yeah.
Where,
Daryl's house. Yeah,
Yeah.
remember that was on TV for a while. The Access TV channel.
and they had a lot of interesting people there. Saw Joe Walsh
know.
on one
Billy-
of them.
Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top was another.
Yeah. And they just basically jammed.
Yeah. On whichever song comes to mind, whether it's theirs or his.
Yeah. And now we're going to move to another soft rock, but it's more of a, midstream, I guess you call them. REO Speedwagon.
Oh man. I get it. Yeah, mainstream rock. Often christened as the soft rock stuff because of the stuff they did in the '80s as well.
Yeah, most of my songs come from their mid, but actually some of their early songs are good.
You should probably check out the second album with the first with Kevin Cronin called REO 2, I guess it was
Yeah.
called. Yeah, with Golden Country on it and
Oh,
Just
we'll
Like
we'll
You.
get to Golden Country.
Oh, absolutely.
That's definitely on my list. Okay, my number 10 is Tough Guys, which is off the big album.
Yep.
High
Yeah,
Infidelity.
in High Infidelity. Yeah, that's the big one for them.
My number 9 is In Your Letter, which is also off that album.
Yep.
Number 8, Don't Let Him Go, which is on that album.
Big album for them when you look at it there.
Number 7 is Keep On Loving You, which is their hit off that album.
Yeah.
Number
A
six.
song which I, which a song which I understand. Cronin, Kevin Crowan, um, got up in the middle of the night. He had to sing it in his head, and he, as sleepy as he was, he wrote down the lyrics and melodies, and became a big hit there.
Yeah. My number 6 is before High Infidelity, possibly their biggest hit, Riding the Storm Out.
Oh yeah. From which album was it? The one there was the one with a different singer on it, and the one
I
that
believe
gets
the
played on
album
the
was Riding the Storm Out, but I could be wrong.
yeah. Well, there was the original there that we mentioned there, and there was the one that was on the live album, which was
Right.
played on the radio a lot, basically there.
Yeah. Song got an incredible hook with the synthesizer at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Number 5 is back to High Infidelity.
Yep.
Take It on the Run.
Mm.
Heard it from her friend who heard it from her friend who.
They'd have been messing around.
Yeah. My number 4 is a song called Roll with the Changes, which is, God, I think that's the name of the album. No.
No, the album. No, the album is
No.
called "You Could Tune a Piano,
But you can't tune a fish.
Tune a fish." Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me a vinyl copy of that album years back there.
But Roll with the Changes is a great little song off that album.
Yeah.
And number 3 is a song called Back on the Road Again.
From 9 Lives.
Yeah.
From '79.
My
Big
number
hit
2,
on the radio then.
you talked about a minute ago, Golden Country. That song is a definite listen by this group.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like where the narrator encourages this person, don't turn your back while your country is burning. Get up there and fight.
Yeah. And my number 1 is Time for Me to Fly, which was a pretty big hit by them too, actually.
As well, yeah.
Ooh. Sorry about that. I just got a glimpse of my next one.
Okay.
Heart.
Oh my goodness, one of my favorites.
Oh, wow.
I got into them pretty much accidentally. I heard a couple of their songs when they first started listening to rock and roll, like Straight Up and Dog and Butterfly. But it was an album of theirs called Baby Lestrange from 1980 that really got me into them. I still love that album today.
It's not on my list, but one thing I would recommend is on YouTube, look up their cover of Stairway to Heaven from
The Kennedy Center.
Right.
So
during the
like-
Zeppelin tribute.
Yes,
That's an
it was. Because they were
incredible
often
cover.
Yeah. Also, look up somewhere on YouTube their cover version of Zeppelin's Rock and Roll from 1980.
Yeah, I think the only place you can find it album-wise is on their Greatest Hits album. First
Greatest
one.
Hits Live, from 1980 as well. Dedicated to John Bonham because he had just died prior to this album coming out, and this was their homage to him.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's actually, I've seen them in concert. Great concert. In fact, one of my songs I like so much in the concert, I just kept listening. I like this song, but we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10 is Straight On, which I believe was Soft Dog and Butterfly.
Yep, it is.
And number 9 is There's the Girl. Number
From
8 is
87.
number 8 is Who We Run To, same album.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 is Dreamboat Annie.
The first album.
My number 6 is Never.
Yep.
My number 5 is These Dreams.
Which features Nancy on vocals.
Yeah, and great cover. My number 4 is Magic Man. I can't get enough of that song.
Yeah, but which was, by the way, written about Ann's boyfriend at the time. His name was Mike Fisher.
Yeah.
Who I guess was had a kind of like a criminal status. He was on the run from the U.S. authorities because he dodged a draft, so he hid somewhere in Vancouver, Canada, somewhere.
Yeah. My number 3 is BB Lestrange. I like that song.
Yeah, great album, by the way, as well for where that track is from.
Yeah. And my number 2 is Alone.
Mm.
Okay, and my number 1 is the one that I heard in a concert. I liked it so much that I sat and listened to it and said to myself, "Yeah, this song's it for me for them." Mistral
Mhm.
Wind.
Oh man,
That song has some great guitar in it,
yeah.
and it's just a good little song. I think they closed the show with that song, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting there. Good song there. I remember both the live and the studio version, because that the live version was on the Greatest Hits Live from
And
1980
I
just as well.
was trying to remember.
Ah,
Not important. I missed some good ones, but hey, I can't put them
one
all
thing
on that list.
I'm surprised that What About Love wasn't on there included on the list because that was the one that really broke it big for them in the 80s there.
Yeah, it brought them back, kind of.
Now,
Yeah.
weren't they like? Wasn't they? Didn't they have like a scandal? Like they were lesbians together or
Yeah,
something?
that was their previous record label is Flout there. They were signed to this record label called Mushroom Records,
Yeah,
which distributed the Dreamboat Annie album, and they used one of the outtakes from the cover there, which features Anna and Nancy, facing opposite ends, almost like they looking like they were topless there, and they took out a full page ad in Rolling Stone magazine, and he put the title. It was only their first time, and it was meant to look like, I guess, the way it was the only first time hit cracking the charts with this album, but it was presented it as they were made to look like lesbians in a way, and that was an
Wow.
attempt, and that was an attempt to sell records. The phrase
yeah, and
controversy
they didn't
creates
take kindly
cash.
to that.
In fact, that's where the idea for the song "Barracuda" came from, because some schmowad was asking Ann, "How's your lover?" "Oh, Mikey's pretty good." "No, your sister. Aren't you two lovers?" And she got pissed off over that, and she
Uh,
wrote the lyrics to "Barracuda,"
Keith,
Which
which
is
isn't
another
your
great song.
yep.
Yeah.
Keith? Isn't your
Yeah.
is your aunt a dyke?
No.
Wait, who's a
She's the
dyke?
SJ. She's the SJW.
Oh,
Who?
do you,
One of my aunts is
do
a
you know
SJW.
Keith? Do you know any
Oh,
dyke? Do you know any dykes?
No.
oh,
Oh,
Keith, Keith, where you at, man?
I'm in the bathroom.
I
Oh yeah,
was gonna guess
uh,
that.
I was gonna say,
I didn't include on the
flush the
list,
toilet,
which should have been included on the list.
flush the toilet when you're done.
Uh,
Okay.
Wash your hands.
All
yeah,
right.
a Rockin' Heaven Down,
Oh yeah, from Baby Lestrange as well.
Even It Up,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Same album.
and Dog and Butter. Excuse me, Dog and Butterfly.
Title comes from the album the same name. And by the way, here's a little fact: the song "Little What About Love" that was originally recorded by a Toronto-based group called Toronto.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know that either, so I found it accidentally there.
Then I got a couple off the first album I should include: Crazy on You,
Yep.
Sing Child,
Hmm.
and then off the album that had never. Well, you mentioned What About Love? I see it now. If
Yep.
looks could kill, you'd
Yep.
be laying on the floor.
Yep. Hmm.
And off the Barracuda, you got Barracuda, Love Alive, Little Queen,
Little Queen, the album.
and then that obligatory album to Mushroom,
Hmm.
uh, Heartless.
Yep. The magazine album.
Yeah,
That was the album that they were working on time with that issue with their record label came up with that ad there, and they sued the record label, to get off the contract. They later signed with CBS, and the courts allowed Mushroom to release that album with a bunch of studio tracks and a couple live tracks as well.
their cover of "I've Got the Music in Me," which is
Yep. Hmm.
phenomenal. That's a cover
Pretty
that's
good.
actually
Yeah, it
better than
is.
the.
Interesting.
It's actually
Original.
better than the original. And then she did a
I heard
cover
it.
of
Yeah.
"Tell It Like It Is," which was a
Oh
good
yeah.
one.
Yeah, which is also features the tower a power horn section there.
Yeah, and that one, oh, good, we did a flush.
Oh,
all
like
right.
we need to hear that, man.
You ever heard of Mute?
Wait, but
Oh,
Doctor, you
my
told him
phone's in
to.
my pocket.
You told him to flush.
Yeah, but I was expecting you to mute yourself when you did, man.
Well, that's okay. At least we all know he
All
did it.
right, my bad. Next song.
Okay, and we'll jump from hard a little bit here to, for lack of a better word, an interesting guy, Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh
Ah,
man.
And my number 10 by him is Working for a Living, which I think was actually his first hit.
yeah. I think it may have been the second because of the one I first heard was, Do You Believe in Love?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
I don't
remember the
know,
video for that one there.
but I think that maybe came later, but I could be wrong. My number 9 is Jacob's Ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 is If This Is It.
Yep.
And my number 7 is Do You Believe in Love?
Yep.
Number 6 is Hip to Be Square.
Yeah, which has all been played on the loudspeaker at my workplace there, and plus they still do it at the at all these supermarkets around there.
Yeah. And my number 5 is Heart and Soul. My number 4 is Power of Love, which is from one of the,
Back to the Future.
yeah, one I was
Yep.
going to say the movie. Um, Number 3 is Heart of Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Number 2 is I Want a New Drug.
Yeah. Which, by the way, people thought when I first heard that, I meant I want to do drugs, which I found out was not true there.
Yeah. And my number 1 is something called Walking on a Thin Line.
Which, by the way, is about a Vietnam veteran, to talking to another person saying, I did all this fighting, I did all this, battling, so you can ignore me and keep your distance from me.
Yeah.
It's a very touching song when you really think about it there.
Yes, it is.
It is. Because I know that a lot of people who came back from Vietnam were feeling exactly that from the people out there. Because you remember, the Vietnam veterans did not get a hero's welcome when they came back.
No,
So
as a
that
matter of
must have
fact,
been
they were generally despised.
I know. So, and it's sad, it had to take the first Gulf War for them to finally get the recognition they deserved.
Yeah, I went into the service while the war was going on, but luckily I didn't go over there.
Ah.
But technically, that makes me a Vietnam era vet,
Mm.
which is kind of weird, but hey, thought
Yeah.
I'd throw something in there.
Yeah.
Next group, they're, in my eyes, best known as a pretty much cover band. And, well, I'm trying to think of a way that I can see if you can guess who they are, but I'll just say it. Three Dog Night.
Wow.
I like Three Dog Night.
They did mostly covers, but they did a great job with it.
Yeah, I think they did a Beatles cover. I know they did a Try Little Tenor. This was as a cover tune there.
Oh, pretty much their whole repertoire is cover, but
Yeah.
they're good.
The Loner by Neil Young, they covered that song.
Yeah. My number 10 is Never Been to Spain. Great song. It's a Hoyt Axton song, I believe.
Ah.
My number 9, a little off the wall is Chest Fever. The live version is incredible and it's got great keyboard in it, which is unusual for this group. But that's a cover of a band song.
So, I'll be back, guys.
Okay. My number 8 is Shambhala, which is a cover of a B.W. Stevenson song. I have to think about some of these. Number 7's Family of Man, which I honestly don't know what it covered or who they did for that one. But that's a little song that I'm sure Dr. Earl knows that song, but he's not here.
All right, I'm back there.
I told him my number 7 was Family of Man.
Wow.
And my number 8 was Shambhala. You might have missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is Out in the Country.
And who's mixing drinks?
Me? Well,
Oh,
I'm not mixing. I'm just drinking
Keith,
a
come on, get
drink.
a straw. Get a straw, Keith.
Oh,
you're gonna mix
Uh,
all right.
martinis and not include us? God damn it!
And my number 5 is One Man Band, which I don't
Mm.
know who did the original of that one.
Oh yeah. Of course, we cannot forget "Joy to the World," one of their big songs there.
I don't remember if I picked that in my top 10 or not.
Um,
Try a little. Well, Joy to the World remembers Jeremiah was a bullfrog. I'll just mention that.
yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
My
I
number
mean,
4 is Try a Little Tenderness, which the live version of that song and live at the Forum is
mhm,
absolutely phenomenal. It is
mhm.
a great version of that song. My number 3 is Celebrate. Celebrate. Dance to the music.
Mhm.
Number 2 is believe it or not, a Spooky Tooth cover.
Ah,
I've, I've Got Enough Heartache.
ah.
That's got a great fuzzy guitar going on in that one.
Mhm.
And my number 1 is their song from a movie called Hair.
Ah.
Easy to Be Hard.
Mm.
That's got a great message in it.
Mm.
And that's a great little song too. And there are a lot of songs I didn't mention or didn't have on the list that some good songs. Let Me Serenade You. Sure as I'm sitting here. Play something sweet. Play something mellow. Uh,
Ah.
play something that I can stick in like Jello or something, like some kind of weird lyric of them.
All right.
And the show must go on.
Ah.
An old-fashioned love song.
Which is pretty good there.
I can hear you calling. Heavy Church. An Argent cover. Liar.
Ah.
Then the aforementioned Joy to the World.
Yep.
One.
One
Nobody.
is so. Yep.
Yeah. Nobody. Black and White. Pieces of April. Chained.
Mm.
Eli's Coming. I could have made a second top 10 list off those.
Ah.
Some good songs there. My next one I think I'll wait on because that's not really.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this one's kind of tough to put in this era, but well, let me get this one first. Toto.
Oh my goodness. This was a group made up by many session musicians, like Jeff Picaro, the drummer, Steve Lukather, the guitar player, Bobby Kimball, a singer. They decided, to start jamming there, and they put out a lot of good albums. Their first album, simply called Toto, had songs like Georgie Porgy, and they also had I Supplied the Love, and of course, who could not forget Hold the Line, which was everywhere on the radio when that came out.
Yeah. My number 10 is. Oh, come on.
Hmm.
Well, heck, my number 10's Unreadable. Pamela.
Oh. Ah.
My number 9 is St. George and the Dragon. My number 8 is I'll Supply the Love.
Yeah, good song there.
Number 7 is Stranger in Town.
Which is, by the way, is from an album which came out in 1984, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 6.
And this was after Bobby Kimball left the group.
Yeah. My number 6 is I'll Be Over You, which I
Good to
think
touch
was.
him. 86.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I was going to say I thought that album was afterwards. My number 5 is 99.
Which is, I understand, based on the character 99 from the Get Smart TV series.
Yeah. Number 4 is Africa.
Which we heard the Weezer cover not too long. It's kind of like, it's similar to the original.
My number 3 is Rosanna.
Which is about Rosanna Arquette, which one of the members was dating.
Which is well, all these songs to me are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Hold the Line.
Yeah, as I mentioned about.
And my number 1 is Hydra.
Title cut from that album.
Yeah, that song to me is just well crafted. Well done. Well done.
I always was amazed on the if you ever saw the cover of that album, I was always, amazed at
Yeah, I
the
had the album.
guy with the tore up clothing, the long curly hair, and the sword up there. I think it was some sort of a warrior named Hydra at first as a kid, but
Yeah,
then I was a kid at that time. But it's interesting cover there.
yeah. But that song's well crafted. This
Yeah.
band was a standard group, but some people actually consider them sort of prog, but I never did.
Yeah.
They to me weren't really prog in the true sense of the prog bands, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
This band. Well, I guess it is a band. I thought
Yeah.
about skipping and getting to later, but we'll go ahead and do it now. Tom
Yeah.
Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Oh my goodness
Ooh.
gracious. Yeah.
Wow.
I know one song from Tom Petty.
Which one?
Free Falling.
Oh, that's not
Great
that's
song.
actually a yeah, but that's actually a Tom Petty solo song there.
Well, I
Oh,
included solo here
Yeah.
because it's kind of hard to distinguish sometimes.
Because Tom did put out two solo records, Full Moon Fever and Wildflowers.
Yeah.
okay.
My number 10 by him is The Waiting, is the
Good
hardest
song
part.
there. Yeah, I remember the video for that track. I was thinking about that just now.
My number 9 was Here Comes My Girl.
Hmm.
My number 8 is I Won't Back Down.
Yeah.
My number 7 is Breakdown, which I think was one of his first hits.
Coincident. Big song, big song. When you play, there was this one version I heard on the radio, a live version, where the audience sings along, sings
Yep.
the whole the verse and the chorus there. And Tom Petty's like, "You're gonna put me out of a job."
Yeah. My number 6 is Free Falling. Great
Yep.
little song. My number 5 is Mary Jane's Last Dance.
Mm-hmm. It was just which, by the way, I kind of have had a kind of like a cringy video to go along with it there when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was.
It was absolutely, man.
My number 4 is Into the Great Wide Open.
Hmm.
Mm.
Which features Johnny Depp in the video there. If you ever
Yes.
saw it.
What year is that out of?
That was in 1991, I remember there.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, this was another reason I was thinking about skipping him. But we're in that kind of music, so let's stay there.
And plus, it was one of the many record. That was one of the few records that was produced by ELO's Jeff Lynne.
Yeah. My number
Yeah.
3 is Learning to Fly.
Ooh.
And my number 2 is Running Down a Dream, which has got a great little lick at the beginning of that song.
Which an interesting video to go. Which also
Hey,
interesting
I could
video
try to
go.
play it.
Actually, I could play that. I was in a band that covered it.
Ah, nice. Interesting video you should also check out, by the way.
And then number 1 has got a real interesting video. Song called Don't Come Around Here No More.
Oh yeah, very
It'll come
interesting
around now.
video there.
Yeah, it was.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that one.
That was. I think that was produced by Dave Stewart of the Rhythmics, I guess.
And one of those songs, I believe it is "Running Down a Dream," is in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
No,
Ah,
Matter of fact, I used to like to get the motorcycles in San Andreas and put on that song and just ride like the countryside in the
nice.
game. It's very nice. Yes.
and the next song, the one we mentioned, that video, if I remember right, kind of looked Alice in Wonderlandish.
yeah, it was. Yeah, and the most bizarre thing was towards the end where she just placed her head by a cake of her body there, so it's like she was like eating her up there.
Yeah, that was a strange video, but it was cool.
It was massively cool there.
Well, isn't the you talking about Wasn't that to Mary Jane? That
No,
was
that's
the
number 5. Yeah.
that music
Yeah.
video has like he's like at it's like the Willy Wonka or something.
No,
Like
that
that?
no that no that the Willy Wonka one is the is Don't Come Around Here No More.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's from 1985 there.
Yeah, he did. He had some great songs.
Yeah, he did.
He
And
did pass away as well.
yeah, he
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
yeah.
So he's sorely missed, and no doubt about it, he was sorely missed when the people were remembering him when Fleetwood Mac when they had Mike Campbell with them, who was Petty's lead guitarist. No, that when they did Free Falling as a homage to him, everybody was like cheering their ass off there, no doubt, because in the background of the screen they were showing pictures of him.
Yeah, and of course he did that song with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, stop dragging my heart around.
Yeah.
No, they did. And I don't know if this is confirmed, but they did used to hang around a lot back in the day, do little drugs,
Yeah.
and it probably led to some type of relationship sexually and stuff like that with him. 'Cause
Well, she's
I was
been
big back.
rumored to be with lots of people.
Yes. And
I
shout
got-
out, big ups to the Traveling Wilburys as a group he was featured in
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh yeah.
I got a question. Do
Okay.
you think audience cheer more for a longer time than they used to?
I think it kind of depends on the circumstances, but it's hard to say because in the '60s, if you see any of that concert footage, the young ladies, especially with the Beatles, were screaming so loud you couldn't hear the music.
Yeah, even George Harrison detailed that in one of his interviews.
That was the prime reason they stopped touring.
Yeah,
Oh,
They kind of like, hey, nobody hears us anyway.
it's true. Yeah,
okay.
So they got kind of tired of touring, and they didn't need to because they were making lots of money off the records because everybody was buying their records.
absolutely. And plus, they were starting to dive into a lot more experimental stuff,
Which you couldn't do live.
which you could not, unless you had a tape machine in the background there.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine a day in the life live. Man,
With a full orchestra behind you.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
there that I just simply don't think they could have done live at all.
Yep.
But again, it gave us a chance to get involved in some music and it's funny because a lot of the prog groups and the stuff they do, they pull it off live. I don't know how, but they do it.
Wow.
Did you have some other things? I'm thinking we start anew the next time because I've got way more than we got time for.
All right.
And I figured that might be a good place we'll pick it up. I can give some previews and that way you guys can think about it.
All right there.
I got Electric Light Orchestra,
All right. Oh yeah, they had some good ones there. That's for sure.
the Eagles.
Yep. Absolutely. Got to dive into those. I believe definitely.
I got Edgar and Johnny Winter, which I don't know how to classify them.
More like blues rock when you think about it. More boogie woogie, I guess.
Yeah, we might skip them until later.
Yeah, I'm thinking
let's
the same
see.
thing.
We already did Eric Clapton.
Yes.
The band.
Yeah. Robbie Robinson, Lee Von Helm, and those boys there. Garth Hudson as well.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do Genesis later. Well, I don't know. The version of Genesis I have a list for. I have two lists, but we already did the early version with Peter Gabriel.
Yes.
But the second one actually would fit.
Yeah.
That would
the one
be
with
the
Phil
Phil
Collins
Collins.
era there.
So we'll probably do that too. Okay, the cards are much later, so we'll not be doing them. Cheap
Yeah.
Trick, I don't know where we put them, or did we already do that?
Oh,
No. I don't think we ever did Cheap Trick yet.
Okay, well,
Because
we'll
they
do
came
them
out
next
because they were in
time.
the 70s. Yeah.
And
Uh,
Dr. Brown is a big Cheap Trick guy, right? There's a lot of
Not.
songs there.
Well, there's a lot of songs, a
The
couple of songs I
Flame.
like them, but I
Flame's a
wasn't.
great song.
Yeah, it is a good song, but I'm not big on Cheap Trick when you think about it. Well,
What?
not always that big. There were a couple of songs I did like,
Wow.
but the
Wow.
problem, but I just kind of trying to wonder why the fuck they abandoned Bun E. Carlos, their drummer of how many years?
Oh man, that guy
Yes.
he was phenomenal.
He was. And for some reason, he just got somewhat excluded out of the band, the way Joey Kramer got excluded out Aerosmith.
Well, I think who's the drummer now? I think what's
I
one
have
of the. I think it
well,
might be the lead singer's son.
the lead guitarist
The
is
guitar
Rick
son?
Nielsen. Yeah,
Okay.
Rick Nielsen.
Yes.
Yeah,
And something I wasn't even aware of. The Fleetwood Mac era, mainly the Buckingham Nicks part of it.
yeah. The rumors lineup,
Yeah,
I guess you could say there.
because you and I covered the early Fleetwood Mac before.
Yeah, before Buckingham Nicks came in the picture there.
Yeah, our number one song was "Oh Well."
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you find it, YR Keith, you ever find that? Oh well, tracked by those guys. Check out parts 1 and 2 all together. You will not be
Ooh.
disappointed.
9 minutes, and it's
All right.
9
something
minutes.
else.
Yep, absolutely.
Definitely worth a
Okay.
listen. Then we got Foreigner.
Yep.
Did we do Bad Company?
I don't think we did. No.
Okay, well we'll do them. Bad
Okay.
Finger.
Yep. The second Beatles, they were often Chris Inez at times
Argent.
when he first started out. Argent featured Rod Argent for the Zombies.
We did Bachman Turner Overdrive.
I think we did. Yes.
The Raspberries.
Featured
Eric
Eric
Carmen.
Carmen. Yeah, who would later go on to write songs like Hungry Eyes, By Myself.
Queen.
Yep. Oh yeah, we got a lot to dive into those guys.
Supertramp.
Yep.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. And there's other songs from them other than Ballroom Blitz and
Fox
Fox
on the
on the
Run.
Run. Absolutely.
Little
Because
Willie. Blockbuster.
Yep.
Air on A. Well, we'll get to them.
Absolutely, man.
Let's see. Wishbone Ash.
Oh. I've heard the name many times, but I don't think I've heard any of the material. So this is like a learning lesson to me.
Oh, you like them. Twin lead guitars.
Ah.
Alan Parsons.
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. And the many albums many concept albums he had put out, including the Essential I, Robot.
Oh, yeah.
The later on he also did kind of like a take on the pyramids, mysteries of the pyramid, as well as stuff from Edgar Allan Poe, Tales of Mystery and Imagination.
Yeah. And we'll cover the later Chicago, because you and I did the early Chicago.
Yeah. The Peter Cetera era there.
Pretty much. Firefall.
Mm-hmm. A band that doesn't really get that much coverage no more.
Yeah, it's
when you
kind of
think
weird.
about it there.
And
Yeah,
another
because
band
they
that to me was phenomenal for only 4 albums or 5 albums, Ambrosia.
Oh my goodness gracious. There were a lot of good songs that group came out with.
America.
Yeah, the band America.
Yeah. I don't think we covered April Wine.
No, we did not,
So we'll do them.
Oh, absolutely there.
10cc.
Featured, of course, Kevin Godley and Lowell Cream, who would later become great video directors in the early 80s there.
Did we do Aerosmith?
No, we didn't. I don't think we have.
And Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Vincent Fernier.
Detroit's own.
Yeah.
Are we gonna eventually talk about Goo Goo Dolls?
No.
All right.
Google Dolls. Keith. Be glad. They're
Yeah.
not that interesting. I was never big on them.
Okay.
Journey.
Wait,
Sure.
what '90s groups did you like, Dr. Brown? Alternative.
No,
Collective Soul.
I didn't. No, I
Wow.
did not really like the '90s because here's the thing.
Well, let me
I was at
mention
that rock.
one.
Yeah.
Porcupine Tree. You guys have
Mm.
got to listen to that band. Stephen Wright is a genius.
Oh.
Keith, comment.
I have a question about a slightly different topic. It's still
Okay.
music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dr. Earl, what do you think about Nirvana?
Ooh.
Never liked them.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I'm from the my thing was that I'm an '80s rock kind of guy. When it was like not it's not really big hair, but it was the loud guitars, the loud drums. The lyrics of standing up and shout, fighting for your right. Stand up against this opponent and that opponent. They're fighting for their right to rock. Standing tall and brave. Whereas the '90s rock scene was all about sensitivity. I'm just a loser. I'm just, I'm nobody. And some of these alternative acts, would later die of drug overdoses here and there. And I'm sorry, but all the people, and what? Let me say, I mentioned this to Ken a lot of times. The people from that era who grew up with that kind of scene there. These are the same people who are now, as adults, advocate this SJW bullshit and all this sensitivity stuff there. And this is why we have stuff like this cancel culture going on within the social media outlets. It's like if a celebrity expresses something that's not up to their par, they'll be like, cancel this person, cancel that guy, cancel this celebrity or this singer. You stand against us. You are our enemy. Yeah. And these are the same people that were anti-Trump to the full max.
Yeah. Well, basically,
I didn't.
more age
I didn't know
related.
that.
More age related than anything else. My big era was '60s and '70s.
Oh yeah, mine was the '80s. A lot of great music came out that era, and a buddy of mine back in Michigan, his name is Sean. He agrees totally with me.
Well, we won't mention disco, but hey.
I know.
Keith likes the 2000s.
Mm.
Yes. So I guess Linkin Park is the sensitivity rock too. Right?
Yeah, something like that, because I'm so numb, because I'm not going to be what you want me to be. Give me a break. And plus, I was at that same time, I was up to here with this rap metal stuff that was going on.
I will never forgive them for doing the worst cover of the Who song that I ever heard in my life.
You mean Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
I forever will not like that because of that cover. It's horrible. They even left the bridge out.
The bridge out, yeah. Why?
I mean,
what? Oh,
I don't know what they were trying to do, but
I don't know what the fuck they. And did they have to put the initial to spell out their band name and during their bridge or their version? Did we need to hear that? Come on, give us a break.
Yeah. I'm trying to block that from my mind, but I'm having trouble.
I don't really think about it myself, and somebody, but I'm waiting for that moment where some dipshit walks up to me and said, "Hey, you like the cover by Who cover by Limp Bizkit?" So I could smack him one.
Yeah, it's like Behind Blue Eyes. Hey, I know.
Go to stick with the Who version, okay, pal?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You get into covers that are like, oh boy, that's bad. Another one that hits the country artist, Faith Hill, who did the Joplin cover of "Piece of My Heart."
Piece of My Heart. Yeah,
Sounds like when you hear it, it's like, do you not understand the song? I mean, this is a woman singing about the agony and the peace of her heart and all, and you're singing it like it's a little ballad.
Oh my God!
It's like, God, don't do that.
Oh, you know what's even worse? What's even multi-worse? Mariah Carey covering Def Leppard's "Bringing On the Heartache." I heard that. I was like, "Ah!"
Yeah, I mean, they get these things and they cover them. They make them sound like little
Oh my
simp ballads, you
god!
know.
Oh my god! Oh, listen. No, come on. Ugh. Ugh.
Dr.
So
Earl,
much
what do you think
oral
of Avril Lavigne?
defecation. What?
Is it the same with Avril Lavigne?
Oh my gosh! What? The Mariah Carey cover?
No, like the sensitivity lyrics.
No, but I don't know. I just didn't. It was all. I'm sorry. Most of the stuff nowadays, it's like, oh, they're trying to be their own punk. They're trying to be their own person, but it still sounds same as what's out there on the radio out there.
Yep. All right, I'm done with the question.
All right. All right. Why are you want to talk about Scunty for a little bit there?
Keith.
Hold on. No, we don't. We don't talk about Skun.
Okay,
Give no
all right.
comment.
All right.